Welcome to the Poor Man's Retro Game Room, and today I thought we would check out 5 awesome arcade ports to the Sega Genesis that hold up well today, that I still love playing anyway. And I'd love to hear your comments on these games. So when we go through the games, if you've owned them, played them, man, let me know in the comments what your take is on them. And any of the games that I miss, which is going to be a ton because there's a ton of arcade ports for the Genesis, put them in the comments, man. Tell me what your favorite arcade ports are. Now, this isn't a top 5 list. It's not even a top 5 list of arcade ports, but it's just 5 awesome arcade ports that I've discovered over the years collecting for the Sega Genesis and that I really enjoy and that I think are really good ports. So let's get started without further ado. 5 awesome arcade ports to the Sega Genesis. Alright, we're going to start off with one that's pretty old, and it's from one of my favorite companies, actually, on the Sega Genesis, and it's from Tingen, and that is Road Blaster. Man, Road Blaster is a very, very competent arcade port, and I don't know, I've played Road Blaster in the arcade, but it's been years ago. And playing this on my Genesis today, it seems like it's a very, very good port and pretty close to arcade perfect. I'm sure it's not arcade perfect, but man, it's a good game. And of course, it has everything that you want from an arcade port to a home console. The arcade sounds, music, the music is great. All the features that I'm aware of anyway are there. And you know, what a great game, man. It's kind of like, well, it's just a racing game that's a combat game as well. And basically you're shooting cars in front of you, clearing the way for you to go. And you have checkpoints, of course, that you have to meet. And along the way, and you're going to find bubbles on the road. Green and the rarer red bubble. And those bubbles actually give you gas. And every time you wreck or something happens, you do lose gas and you lose a life. Man, it's a lot of fun, and it gets really intense, after the first couple of levels. There's all kinds of enemy types on the road. You're going to have motorcycles to contend with, cars that you can blow up. There's armored, coated cars that you can't destroy, at least not with your main weapon. And then you also have a plane that comes down while you're driving and will drop a power-up to your weapon. Sometimes it's, super rapid fire, like a machine gun type of thing. You get a certain amount of time with that power-up. Man, it's cool. It's a lot of fun, and the graphics are really good, sounds great, and the farther you get in the game, of course, things kind of change. I mean, it's an arcade game, so the gameplay is... it's not very deep, let's put it that way, but it's a really fun game, and it's a blast to throw it into the Sega Genesis and just have fun for like 30-45 minutes, man. Just get your arcade fix. Road Blasters, I highly recommend this game. To me, it's one of my favorite arcade ports anyway. And, from Tingen, and if you know anything about Tingen, you might as well say Road Blasters, published by Atari Games. Check it out sometime if you don't know that. Check out Tingen's history on the internet someday. Alright, then one of the other great arcade ports that I think is a good arcade port. And it's one that I had back in the day, and it's hard, but man, it's a lot of fun. And it's Merks. And I don't know, this is a really good game. It's kind of in that Commando style of game, vertically scrolling. And you can get into vehicles. You can power up your weapon. There's all kinds of boss fights, mini boss fights, and this game, of course, is hard as well. But you can learn to play it, and the more you play it, the better you're going to get at it. I still need to practice at it, but man, it's a blast to throw it in there and just play, and it does really give you that kind of vertical scrolling arcade fix that you sometimes need, at least I do anyway. One of my favorite genres of games, and this one's a very good arcade port to the Sega Genesis. Let me know if you've played Merks and what your take is on it. Let me know if you've ever beat this game, because holy cow, that would be an accomplishment without a Game Genie. Alright, now we got another Tingen game, and man, this has become one of my favorite shooters on the system, and that is Grindtormer. Now I have the authentic cart and I have a replica case. This game is expensive, and there's a few issues with the game as well. You got to really be careful if you're buying an actual Grindtormer cartridge, because a lot of the cartridges have failed. And I don't know when they started failing, but it's really easy to get a Grindtormer cartridge and have it fail on you. And it's just the ROM, man. It's, you know, I don't know if it's the board, the ROM, whatever it is, but mine actually failed, but was fixed when I bought it. And so it was kind of, I don't know, it was fixed. I don't know if you have to put a new ROM chip in it and write that ROM to it, or if it's just another board that you need. But whatever, it was done, and it's an authentic game, far as I can tell. I did take it apart, and the ROM chip matches Grindtormer, so I'm thinking maybe it was the board, or I don't know what it was. Maybe some solder points broke. I don't know. If you know more about this, let us know in the comments, man. Everybody would like to know. But I did get it, and in the description it said, you know, it had failed, and it's fixed, and it's good. And it has been. I've played the heck out of this thing. Hasn't failed me yet. And I hope it never does, because I actually really, really enjoy this game. And it's a hard game too, but for some reason I've really gravitated to this one. And you know, there's some shooters out there that are so hard that, you know, I'll play for 10 or 15 minutes or whatever. This one's hard, but I find myself just continuing and trying to get better at it and better at it. It's a really good game in my opinion, especially on the Sega Genesis. It's not arcade perfect, but man, it sure gives you that arcade feel, and it captures the spirit of the arcade, the original stand-up arcade game. And I have never played it. I've seen footage of it. Very cool. So Grindtormer, really good arcade port, and just a really good shooter in general on the Sega Genesis. And we're going to go with another shooter here, and this one is Hellfire. And there's some interesting things about this game as well. This is an arcade port, and man, this game, you know, I had seen it, I had heard about it, and it is fairly expensive. I did the same thing. I got the authentic cartridge, but I also got a replica manual and case for it, and that doesn't bother me, man. I don't care. I want the authentic cartridge. That's the main thing. So, you know, I got a really good deal on it. Now, the deal on this is, and I haven't tested this on my Model 2. I need to do that. But I guess if you play this on a Model 2, or maybe it's certain models of the Model 2, because there's been several different revisions of the Model 2 that have came out. I've got a really good Model 2, one with good sound and so forth. But what I've researched on the internet, if you do play this on a Model 2, the music is actually slower, which is, you know, really strange. But it's some type of glitch, or, you know, something. But I'm sure that this came out, and you can look at the manual. It shows the old Model 1 Sega Genesis with the 3-button controller. So I'm sure it was a fairly early game. But if you're going to get Hellfire, you know, make sure you got a Model 1 Sega Genesis to play it on. And it plays great on mine. I really enjoy this. Of course, you know, you can get all kinds of different power-ups for your weapons, shield, and you can swap the way you shoot. You know, if you're shooting straight behind you, or like 4 shots coming diagonal off your ship, and you do that on the fly. And you need to do it on the fly. It really does add an additional gameplay part to it, and I've seen other shooters that do this, but this does it very, very well. And I've just been really impressed with Hellfire. I've been playing the heck out of it. I played it on the EverDrive, you know, on my EverDrive before I got it, because I wanted to make sure that I'd really like it. And man, I love it. And so I was really glad to add this to my collection, and I highly recommend Hellfire for the Sega Genesis. It's awesome. Alright, and then the last really good arcade port that I'm going to cover today that came out on the Sega Genesis. And I've done shorts on all of these games, so if, you know, you want to check out more gameplay footage, you can go to my channel page and check out the shorts there. And I usually do 3 minutes, you know, the longest short I can do, and I just capture footage. But this one is really good, and it's better in my opinion than the Super NES version of this arcade port, and that is Final Fight CD. Now this is another one that can be pretty expensive, especially in complete in box. I got this loose. It actually came in like a rental case type of thing, but it plays great, works perfect. And but Final Fight CD, you can play as Guy. For one thing, you have all 3 characters to select from. The music is just outstanding. Sound effects are great. Graphics are spot on. Man, this is my preferred way of playing Final Fight, is on the Sega CD. And it is hard, man. I mean, it is. It's tough. Especially, you know, once you get past the first 2 levels. Even the second level can get pretty hairy. But, man, they throw a ton of guys at you. There's just non-stop action, and you've got that awesome soundtrack, you know, pounding while you're playing. And man, I cannot recommend, you know, even if you have to emulate, Final Fight CD is a must-own for Sega CD owners and Sega Genesis owners. This game is awesome, and it really, you know, I had it back in the day and loved it. And it was one of the reasons I held on to my Sega CD, and I didn't get into a bunch of CD games because there wasn't, I don't know, I just didn't get into them. I think I was expecting more from it, but Final Fight CD and Sonic CD were 2 of my best memories on the Sega CD. I absolutely love this game. Now, of course, nowadays I'm really exploring the Sega CD library, and it has a ton to offer, and it's awesome discovering some of those Sega CD games that I missed out on back in the day. And so yeah, Final Fight CD, excellent arcade port on the Sega Genesis. Can't recommend it enough. So there you have it. There's 5 awesome arcade ports available on your Sega Genesis. And let me know in the comments, do you enjoy the the CRT TV capture that I'm using on these? And it, I don't know, I just have a blast capturing footage off the CRTs. I think it's better than a video, you know, a capture device. I don't know. Let me know though. Also, I want to mention that we do have shirts and mugs, and there's going to be a new mug that's going to come out here shortly. So keep an eye on the merch page, and we also have memberships. Members will get to see this video first, of course. And you know, membership really helps support the channel. And if you're not able to do that, totally cool. But you know, if you like the video, if I earned it, hit that thumbs up button. If you're not subscribed and you like this content and you want to see more, you know, hit that subscribe button. But anyway, thank you so much for joining me today. Thanks for hanging out to the end of this video. And until next time, we'll catch you later.